Ooby-doo, it's everyone's favorite boomer and vintage lens enthusiast. This is Those People 5. Here I'm in the Success Fairground, and they have like jazz festivals or folk festivals, and those were the Gas House Gorillas. Now we're in Orangeburg, New York. They have a museum there, and they have some sort of mastodon or one of those prehistoric elephants that used to live around here. Of course, now we're in the city. I don't know if that's an advertisement or if that's an art installation. That's an art installation, but I didn't know it was, proactive yet. You had to interface with it. So I didn't get a chance to go over and try it myself. This is Washington Square Park. This is in 2013 or something. And they had this installation where some guy built these walls using some sort of 3D printer. It looks like it can only print a rope that was like, 3/8 or a half-inch across or something. And while I was there, they were filming Spider-Man. So they must have took a long time to do this because they probably only had one machine head. They had a fountain there. Fountains are cool places to take pictures of those people because fountains seem to attract them. And then if they're backlit, you could see it has ambiance through the picture of those people. And there's some more of that wall business. Look at how tall that wall is. Some of the walls must have been like 10 foot tall, and they wrapped around a goodly number of feet. And I'm sure maybe they had to have a couple guys hold on to it, or was it on like a high-low or something? And how did they get rid of it? What did they do with the leftover scraps when it had to move? It's a nice park. A lot of things happen there, Washington Square Park. They have a motif of fountains around. Madison Square Park. It's down in the Flatiron District. This is the South Shore Seaport. It's all different now. It's all been changed around. This is similar because it's the financial district, and those buildings look pretty permanent. The reason they got rid of the South Shore Seaport was so they could get their hands on that real estate. And just walking down the streets, this is the sights you can see with those people. And scaffoldings are everywhere. Of course, if I go on a weekend, they usually don't have contractors on weekends. This is a famous lady. She's a locally, regionally. She's up in Warwick, New York, and she teaches violin. And she does venues nearby, like the wineries, where you could go and sample wine and listen to some good music. Oh yeah, there it is, WarwickValleyWinery.com. It was good. This lady's an excellent performer with nice voice, knows how to play the violin. Here we are back in the city in Trump Tower. Oh my God, Trump Tower, TDS. Arrgh! It was around Christmas, so they had Christmas decorations in the windows. That's some sort of gold motif, I understand. And this is a famous jeweler, and they light up their whole building for that festive season. And I was using a pretty janky, cheap camera, and it's amazing that's how bright it is, that I had a cheap, janky point and shoot, and I could get decent pictures. That's how bright it was. Look at that. That's not even nighttime. That's like, it's artificially illuminated to a high degree. Look, here's a window display I could take with my janky camera. And of course, mannequins are standing for those people. They're a special class of those people. Here we're at the State Fair, the New Jersey State Fair at the Meadowlands, before they had shootings. Or there wasn't one when I was there, though. And we went there a little before sunset. And it was pretty busy already. All the rides were full of people. Oh, look, there's some more mannequins. I wonder if they're related to those other mannequins we've seen in the city. These people are in some little stand, and they're watching something. Maybe it's the pig races. I don't know that. I think they have pig races there. So they had like this tram thing you could go up, and you just stand in front of an empty basket and scoops you up, and you go around the loop. And then when the basket comes down, you sort of got to like walk away from it real quick. Yeah, and it was just like this sunset. And they had all these rides silhouetted against it. And I said, oh, I got to take some pictures of those people. I mean, look at that. It was just, I couldn't be missed. You know, I had to do it with my janky, cheap camera. And it was really noisy there, too. Like if your smartphone rang, maybe you wouldn't hear it. You'd have to sit the buzzer. And then if you tried to pick up and talk, you couldn't talk. That's how loud it was. So yeah, we were there until just about night, and then we scooted. And when we went on the aerial tramway, and we went on the Ferris wheel. The rides are pretty expensive, you know. I was there with my girlfriend and in admission, and you know, one or two rides, and we were there to take photos anyway. Like I would never go on the Crazy Mouse, but there was a line for that. There's the Ferris wheel. That looks safe, so we went up in that. Yeah, there's all these, they have different ones, smaller ones or big ones. This was fancy with lighted up cones, and I couldn't resist taking a picture. And there's still a little bit of light in the sky, so it was like deep twilight. Look at those people. Everyone's hanging out. Those people. Yeah, here's the Ferris wheel. It's a little bit of a line. So what happens is they have to let all the other people off, then fill up the baskets, and then they give you like 3 turns, and then you got to get out. Things always look different from higher up. Besides, I didn't have a drone. I'm not sure drones were readily available back in that time frame. But still, I got some good shots of the layout of the State Fair. It was pretty cool. A big fair, a lot of rides. And you get different points of view and zoom up on things. And you can see those people milling about, soaking in the sights. Yeah, look at all those people. Damn. But those people make venues like this possible. Without those people, I was trying to get artsy-fartsy here. And this way you can't see those people too good in this picture. It's abstract. Oh, the Himalaya. If you ever get a chance to go to Himalaya, go on Himalaya. What you do is your girlfriend goes in first and you go in next. They close the gate and the thing spins around and she squishes into you. Then you could say things, whisper in her ear because she couldn't hear you, and say, why don't we make love like this? Ha ha. And then later on she'll say, what did you say? I said, oh, I don't remember saying anything. I was scared. So, the Himalaya. Here I am in the Guggenheim. They have a spiral ramp thing, or I don't know if you can walk up the ramp, or it's just you can see down to different levels. Although there is some sort of big ramp in here you can walk up. Now this is the outside of Guggenheim, and look at all those people there. And why are all those people there? It's because they have a pay what you want day. You go there at this certain day and a certain time, and you could give them $1 or 50 cents, depending how cheap you are, or $2, or pay what you want. You can give them $100. And this is all the people waiting to get in, and they wait until they only give you like an hour and 15 minutes to look through the museum for, well, what do you expect for whatever you want to pay. So there's a lot of people who wait to get in. The time came in, we all rushed in, we ran through like whatever we could run through, and then it was time to get out. We stayed to closing. But it's a nice summer day, and it's really worth it. I live next to New York City. I don't live next to New York City. My girlfriend lived next to New York City. So I drive down to her house, and then we go take the train in, or the bus in, or the ferry in, depending on, usually we would take the ferry in. And then I was using this cheap point and shoot, and to grab the essence, the gritty essence of the city. That gritty look. Here's a retired tank, and kids could jump up on it and play on it. I don't know if it's an old one of ours or a captured one. This is a band I've seen quite a number of times, but I forgot their name. Usually I keep their playbills or a playlist of, and then they got lost or something, and now I didn't keep too good notes. Oh well. Here's a mural. Look at, there's 4 people there and their paintings. This is on a tour boat on the aft deck, the viewing deck, the aft viewing deck, and it said the people. This is some sort of heroic monument, and there, look at those two people up there. Wow. This is while we're driving, going up the river. This picture has nothing to do with people. It just sort of got stuck in here by accident. I'm too lazy to remove it. Where I live 30 miles, air miles from New York City, but a 20-mile drive will take me to actual farms. See, look, there's a guy in a tractor, and you got the cultivated fields there. I guess maybe look at, there's some moo cows, and who knows, in 20 or 30 years this might be condos. Sort of like, oh, look at those people are pointing. You could always count on those people to point. There's those people are milling around watching these graffiti artists doing something. Now they regularly paint over each other. Like a mural only lasts so long, and then it gets painted over. I don't know if a guy, that's his wall and only he could paint on it, or someone else comes along, he's assigned that, he just paints over his shit and puts up his own. I've seen that in other parts. This is a diner, it was across the street. I would like to maybe got a burger there, but my girlfriend hitched a ride with somebody to bring us back to Manhattan, so we didn't have to take the elevator back. All these people milling about. This is a famous place called Five Points, but the property got sold, and there's a swing high rise there now. I understand they compensated the artists too much, and there's some other place where they hang out now. But it was a big attraction in the time, and it's been gone a long time, long time. Little Alex from A Clockwork Orange. I was taking a picture of his dog, and the lady goes, "Oh, make sure my feet aren't in your picture." So I said, "Why?" She goes, "Mom, I make money from my feet. I'm a foot model." I said, "Really?" So I held on to that picture for all these years because I figured now her feet look like chicken's feet, and she can't make any money off them anymore. And this is the Brooklyn Bridge, and I was across the way. I was shooting back, and there's those people, and in the background is where South Shore Seaport sort of is. So they're all milling about. And this all used to be an industrial area. Here's a couple thousand feet of dystopia for you. Sort of like it would be like in Magnus Robot Fighter 4000 AD. And people have their bridal pictures taken there. And there's a merry-go-round. I've never been there or been on it, but I know it's there. It's right underneath the Brooklyn Bridge, sort of. The Robert Fulton's famous ferry ferries people around, or it's some sort of boat ride or something. The shark. It's like sharks circling around. They were watching the bridal reception. That's what they were doing. See, there they are again. And they must look, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like they have 5 photographers there, all dressed in black. Wow. This all used to be industrial, all industrial buildings, and now it's being gentrified. The buildings, those factories are all being turned into studios, art studios. The Brooklyn Bridge. Dumbo. It's a good place to go in the summer. Highly recommend it. Yeah, they have things happen there, like they have a fancy car there. Don't worry, those people 6 will be coming soon.